Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of History with Mrs. Lee. Today our topic is the Transatlantic slave trade. Now we've studied a little bit about Jamestown and we'll get into some more information about the southern colonies in the next week or so. But we already know that the southern colonies had a great climate for growing cash crops like tobacco, rice, and indigo. Now in order for these colonists in the southern colonies to get rich quick, they wanted to plant more crops and they needed lots of help on their plantations. So they decided to bring slaves over from the continent of Africa. Now the triangle trade can look like this, and sometimes it might go from here, 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 here again. So either way that it shows up on a quiz or test will be perfectly fine, as long as you understand that basically from the Americas and Europe, they are bringing rum, weapons, and other resources to people in Africa. And then the people in Africa might sell their enemies, people that they have imprisoned as slaves, to the Americas. So the slaves were packed tightly onto ships bound for the Americas. Over 12 million Africans crossed the Atlantic Ocean between the 1500s and 1800s. This middle passage, this trip from Africa to the Americas, was very cruel. Nearly 2 million people died. You have to remember that people were packed in very tightly. The trip would be 2 to 3 months. People would get sick, catch diseases, and some people decided to jump off the boats to escape slavery. Okay? Then they were sold into slavery in the Americas. In these Caribbean islands, slaves would work on sugar plantations, and then in the colonies, slaves would often work on tobacco plantations or other cash crop plantations. And so they might produce things like molasses to help make rum, or they might get all the tobacco to make like cigarettes or chewing tobacco to send over to Africa. Okay? Now the one question that gets asked consistently year after year is, what was the major cause of slavery in the colonies? And that was the cash crop agriculture. Even though there will be some slaves in the northern and middle colonies, 90% of the slaves in America were in the southern colonies to help out with cash crop agriculture to make the colonists richer with their plantations.